Hello, in this video we will learn about Ubuntu, a Linux distribution. Linux is an open source, free and secure operating system. Instead of using subscription-based software that requires payment, you can switch to free alternatives available on the Linux operating system. These alternatives can be installed quickly and used without any cost. Linux can run smoothly even on older computers thanks to its low hardware requirements and consumes fewer system resources compared to Windows v macOS. Additionally, software installation and updates are quite easy with package management systems. If you are looking for a customizable, fast, and secure alternative, Linux is the right choice for you. The GNU project is a significant initiative that was launched in 1983 by Richard Stallman and laid the foundation for the free software movement. The name GNU stands for GNU's Not Unix, emphasizing that while it is similar to the Unix operating system, it is not the same. The primary goal of this project was to develop an operating system that functions like Unix but is entirely based on free software licenses. The philosophy of free software is an approach that advocates for users' rights to freely use, share, modify, and improve software. This philosophy has brought about a revolutionary transformation in the software world, allowing users to have greater control over the software they use. As a result, software has moved away from being closed and restrictive systems, evolving into open and transparent structures where everyone can contribute. The Linux kernel was developed by Linus Torvalds in 1991. It is the core component of an operating system, enabling communication between a computer's hardware and software. At that time, the GNU project had already developed many software tools and utilities, but what was missing was a complete operating system kernel. The Linux kernel filled this gap and was combined with GNU software, leading to the creation of a fully functional operating system known as GNU Linux in the early 1990s. This integration played a crucial role in the rapid spread and worldwide popularity of Linux. This collaboration is considered one of the greatest success stories of the free software movement. The Linux operating system comes in many different distributions. The main reason for Linux's vast variety is its completely open source and customizable nature. This allows communities, companies, and governments to develop and modify Linux according to their specific needs. Some of the most commonly used base distributions include Debian, Red Hat, Arch, and SUSE. Each of these bases caters to different user requirements and preferences. Debian-based distributions are known for their robustness and stability. Popular options like Ubuntu and Linux Mint offer user-friendly experiences and extensive software support. Red Hat-based distributions are preferred, especially for enterprise use and reliability, with Fedora and CentOS being common choices in this category. Arch-based distributions provide customization and the ability to build a system from scratch, making them ideal for technical users. Manjaro and EndeavourOS are well-known examples. SUSE-based distributions ensure reliability and flexibility for both enterprise and individual users, with OpenSUSE being a notable representative of this category. Each base caters to different user needs with its own package management system and software ecosystem. For example, Debian-based systems use the apt package manager, while Red Hat and SUSE-based systems prefer the RPM package management system. On the other hand, Arch-based systems manage packages using Pacman. In this training, I will explain Ubuntu, a Debian-based and user-friendly operating system. Thanks to its extensive software ecosystem and strong community support, Ubuntu is an ideal choice for both beginners and experienced users. We will cover various topics including installation, basic usage, software management, and system settings. Therefore, I will not talk about operations performed in the terminal that might be complex for new users. Instead, I will explain the basic usage of the terminal in a simple and clear way. I will demonstrate Ubuntu using a Virtualbox virtual machine. This way you can experience Ubuntu in a secure virtual environment without having to replace your current operating system. The main reason for using Virtualbox is to make the training process more efficient and understandable, as well as to avoid using an external camera while recording the screen. If you want to learn more about Virtualbox and virtualization technology, you can check out other in-depth videos on my channel, where I explain how virtual machines work and how to use them. To download Ubuntu, the first step is to visit the website ubuntu.com. On the homepage, locate and open the section labeled Download Ubuntu. In this section, you can find customized versions of Ubuntu tailored for different use cases. For example, if you want to download a version for your desktop computer, click on the Download Ubuntu Desktop option. On the page that opens, you can see the different versions of Ubuntu and select the one that best suits your needs to start the download process. During the download, opting for the long-term support version will provide a significant advantage. LTS versions are designed to offer long-term support, making them generally more stable and reliable. In Ubuntu, LTS versions are released every 2 years and receive update support for 5 years. This ensures a smoother user experience, particularly in terms of security and system stability. LTS versions are an ideal choice for both home users and enterprise users, as the long-term support eliminates the need for frequent operating system changes. I am clicking the download button to get the latest long-term support version. On the page I am redirected to, the download process will automatically start shortly. The file to be downloaded is an ISO file with a size of 5.9 GB. This ISO file contains the core components of the operating system, including the kernel, desktop environment, and essential system tools. Once the download is complete, you can use this ISO file to install the operating system by writing it to a USB drive or using it in a virtual machine. The purpose of writing an ISO file to a USB drive is to install the operating system or run it in live mode. For this, the USB must be made bootable. Windows users can use programs like Rufus to write the ISO to a USB drive by downloading the software from rufus.ie, selecting the target USB in the device section, choosing the downloaded Ubuntu ISO in the boot selection section, and clicking start to begin the process, which completes in a few minutes. Linux users can achieve this using the dd command. Once the writing process is complete, the computer's BIOS UEFI settings must be adjusted to boot from the USB, allowing the installation of the operating system. There is no need to write a USB for virtual machine installation. You can start the setup by directly loading the ISO file into the virtual machine software. If you are planning to install Ubuntu as the primary operating system on your computer, you can skip this step where we download the Virtualbox software. Virtualbox is a powerful, open source, and free virtualization software that allows you to create virtual machines and run different operating systems in a virtual environment on your computer. To download it, visit virtualbox.org and click the download button. On the next page, select the Virtualbox version compatible with your operating system and download it. Additionally, you should also download the Virtualbox extension pack from the same page, which is an add-on that provides advanced features such as USB support, remote access, virtual disk encryption, and boot support. Installing VirtualBox is as simple as clicking the Next button. The setup wizard automatically configures the necessary settings, requiring minimal user intervention. By proceeding with the default settings, you can install VirtualBox on your system quickly and smoothly. If you want to learn more about VirtualBox and virtualization technology, you can check out in-depth videos on the channel explaining how virtual machines work and how to use them. After installing VirtualBox, you also need to install the VirtualBox extension pack. To do this, simply click on the downloaded VirtualBox extension pack file to start the installation. During the installation, a window will open within VirtualBox where you can scroll through and read the license agreement before accepting it. Once you accept the license agreement, the installation of the extension will begin. Once the installation is complete, you will not encounter any warning messages. To verify that the extension has been successfully installed, you can go to the Extensions section in VirtualBox and view the installed extensions. To create a new virtual machine in VirtualBox, first click the New button. In the window that appears, you can set the name, hardware specifications, and other settings for the virtual machine. I name the virtual machine Ubuntu and select the Ubuntu ISO file that I previously downloaded in the ISO image section. Based on the name I provided, VirtualBox automatically sets the type and version fields to Linux and Ubuntu respectively. To configure the installation manually, I check the Skip Unattended Installation option. In the Hardware section, I configure the memory and processor settings. The selected values should not be lower than Ubuntu's minimum system requirements, and at the same time, I should ensure that the value does not exceed the red marked area, which could affect the stability of the host machine. Since I have a high amount of memory, I set the RAM to 8 GB and the number of processors to 4. Next, in the hard drive section, I specify the storage space for the virtual machine. It is important that this value is not below Ubuntu's minimum storage requirement. This value can vary depending on usage needs, but I set it to 50 GB to complete the virtual machine setup. After completing the virtual machine installation, I can see the name of the virtual machine I created in the left menu. To start this virtual machine, I can either double-click on its name or click on it once and then press the Start button. When installing Ubuntu, you will encounter three options, each designed for different use cases. The Try or Install Ubuntu option allows you to try Ubuntu without installing it on your computer, helping you check if your system is compatible with Ubuntu. You can also explore the desktop environment. The Ubuntu Safe Graphics option provides a safer startup mode for users experiencing issues with graphics drivers. It runs the system with more basic graphics settings. Finally, the test memory option checks your RAM for any hardware errors. I proceed by selecting the Try or Install Ubuntu option. Shortly after, the live version of Ubuntu will start. This allows you to try Ubuntu without making any changes to your computer. Ubuntu comes with the GNOME desktop environment, which you will see by default. This environment is user-friendly and has a visually appealing design. Once the system boots up, you will reach the desktop and see how Ubuntu works. From here, I proceed by selecting the Install Ubuntu option to install it on the hard drive. In the installation window, the first option you will see is Choose your language. This allows you to select the language you want to use while installing Ubuntu. I proceed by selecting English. The accessibility options in Ubuntu installation provide various customizations to help users with disabilities use the system more comfortably. These options include features like a screen reader and high contrast for visually impaired users, subtitles and audio notifications for hearing impaired users, as well as an on-screen keyboard, mouse magnification, and click assistance for easier typing and navigation. Users can modify these settings according to their needs to make the system more accessible. You can expand and customize the settings in any section as needed. I proceed without making any selections. The option Select your keyboard layout allows the operating system or software to recognize the keyboard layout you are using and make appropriate key assignments. You can test the keyboard in the area provided below. Another section is the Connect to the Internet page, which provides a screen or option to help you configure the necessary settings for a device to connect to the Internet. I proceed with the Use Wired Connection option. The How would you like to install Ubuntu screen allows you to choose how to proceed with the installation of Ubuntu. The interactive installation option provides the user with step-by-step choices, allowing them to configure settings such as language, keyboard layout, time zone, and disk partitioning. On the other hand, the automated installation option quickly installs Ubuntu with predefined default settings, requiring minimal input from the user. Automated installation saves time, especially when installing on multiple computers, while interactive installation offers more customization options. I will proceed with the interactive installation option. The What apps would you like to install to start with? Option allows you to choose which applications will be installed during the Ubuntu setup. The default selection installs essential software for daily use such as a browser, office tools, media player, etc., while the extended selection offers more software, providing a broader set of tools, from office applications to development tools. The default selection is sufficient for basic needs, whereas the extended selection is suitable for users who want more features and functionality. Therefore, I will proceed with the default selection. The Install Recommended Proprietary Software page allows you to install Ubuntu's proprietary software. The option Install Third-Party Software for Graphics and Wi-Fi Hardware installs the necessary drivers for special graphics cards and Wi-Fi adapters, enhancing hardware compatibility. The Download and Install Support for Additional Media Formats option installs the codecs required to play extra media formats like MP3 and MP4. I proceed by checking both options. The How do you want to install Ubuntu page allows you to choose how to install Ubuntu on your computer. The Erase Disk and Install Ubuntu option will erase all data and install Ubuntu on the entire disk, providing a clean installation. Keep in mind that all your data on the disk will be lost. The Manual Installation option allows you to manually partition the disk and configure installation settings, enabling you to perform customized installations while preserving your existing data. When selecting this option, you'll be able to make more customized settings, such as partitioning your disk in the next window. I will proceed by choosing the Erase Disk and Install Ubuntu option here. The Create Your Account page allows you to create a user account to use Ubuntu. Your name refers to your personal name, while your computer's name specifies the name your computer will be recognized by on the network. Username refers to the name you will use to log in. You are not required to set a password, but it is recommended for security purposes. The option Require my password to log in forces you to enter your password every time you log in. Use Active Directory allows you to integrate Ubuntu into a Windows-based Active Directory environment for centralized user management. I am proceeding by filling in these fields. On the last page of the window, select your time zone. It allows you to choose your geographical region and time zone so that your computer can set the correct time. I will proceed by making a selection. The Review Your Choices page allows you to review all the settings and choices you made during the Ubuntu installation process. If you want to change any settings, you can go back through the installation pages to make adjustments. I will start the installation by clicking Install. The installation of Ubuntu may vary depending on your computer's hardware specifications and speed. On my computer, the installation process only took 5 minutes. Once the installation is complete, you will be prompted to restart your computer. At this point, you can exit the test environment of Ubuntu and boot the Ubuntu system you installed on your hard drive. During the restart process, you will be asked to press the Enter key to fully remove the installation environment. After this, the login screen will appear where you can enter the username and password you set during the installation to log in. Log in using the password you set during the installation and start Ubuntu. After successfully installing the Ubuntu operating system, a welcome message will appear. The Enable Ubuntu Pro option suggests subscribing to the paid Ubuntu Pro service, but it is not required for personal use. The Help Improve Ubuntu option allows sharing user data. I proceed by selecting No at this stage. Then by clicking on Open App Center, I can view the Application Center, and I close the window by clicking the Finish button. Ubuntu's default desktop environment, GNU Network Object Model environment, is a modern, sleek, and user-friendly interface. In the GNOME interface, the top bar at the top of the screen contains the system's main control components. On the left side, the Activities button allows you to manage your open applications and workspaces. When you click on this button, you can view your current applications and organize them by dragging them to different workspaces. To help you understand this better, I will open a few applications so you can observe how they are organized and how you can move between workspaces. To switch between workspaces, you can use the section at the top of the screen, which contains small windows for each workspace. By clicking on these windows, you can quickly navigate to different workspaces and easily access the open applications in each one. In the middle of the screen, the clock and calendar are located, where the date, time, and notifications are displayed. On the right side, there is the System Status menu. From this menu, you can take a screenshot or use the video recording feature, which is located within the same options. Next to it, there is a section for opening the settings window. On the far right, power options such as locking the device, restarting, and power off can be found. At the very bottom, depending on your device's status, you can access information such as Wi-Fi connection, sound level, screen brightness, and battery status. The left edge sidebar dock is a component in Ubuntu's GNOME interface located on the left side of the screen, designed to provide users with quick access to frequently used applications. By default, this dock contains essential applications such as the Firefox web browser, Files, App Center, Help, and Trash. Users can add or remove applications from this dock as desired. Additionally, running applications are displayed on the dock, and a small dot appears next to the application's icon to indicate that it is active. The Show Applications button in Ubuntu is an icon located in the lower left corner, providing access to all installed applications. When you click on this button, a menu appears displaying all the installed applications. Additionally, you can search directly by typing the application name and pin frequently used programs to the top of the list for quick access. The Home icon, located at the bottom right corner of the desktop, directs the user to the Home directory. The Home directory is where each user stores their personal files, documents, pictures, music, and other data. The file directory structure in Linux follows a specific order to ensure the system operates smoothly. To access this directory, you can click on Other locations in the Files window. Linux has several directories in its file system, and some of the most important ones are as follows. Among the most important directories, the root directory sits at the top and forms the foundation of the entire file system. The home directory stores users' personal files with a subdirectory for each user, allowing easy access to individual data. The bin directory contains essential commands required for the system to operate. The etc directory houses configuration files for the system, such as network settings and user configurations. The USR directory is where user applications and software are located, with most software installed here. The VAR directory contains variable data files, such as log files and temporary data. Finally, the TMP directory is an area for storing temporary files. These directories play vital roles in the smooth operation of Ubuntu and are used for storing different types of data. The home directory in Ubuntu is a space where personal files for each user are stored, and it is located within the root directory. It contains a subdirectory for each user. In this directory, there are various folders to help users organize different types of files. Desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public for shared files, Snap for files related to Snap packages, templates, and videos. The App Center is a centralized platform in Ubuntu that allows you to easily install and manage software and applications in a user-friendly way. The applications you install from this store typically come in .deb or .snap formats. With its graphical user interface, the App Center enables you to download applications from Ubuntu's official software repositories or trusted platforms like the Snap Store. Linux is a fundamental part of the open source ecosystem, and many Linux distributions offer users access to thousands of open source applications. These applications can be downloaded and installed for free. There are many popular open source software programs available for Linux, and Ubuntu provides a wide range of powerful and free options among them. You can easily access these programs by typing their names into the search bar. The first application we will review is LibreOffice, a free and open source office software compatible with the Linux operating system and a great alternative to Microsoft Office. This software includes essential Office tools you need to create text documents, spreadsheets, and presentations. To install LibreOffice or any other application, simply open the App Center and search for the desired application. Once you find it, click the Install button to complete the installation easily. The reason why a password is required when installing an application from the App Center in Ubuntu is that making changes to the system requires administrator privileges. I enter the password to proceed. If you want to remove an installed application, you can use the Uninstall button on the same page. LibreOffice provides users with a variety of tools to meet different needs after Ubuntu is installed. You can easily access these tools from the Applications section in the bottom left corner. LibreOffice Base allows you to create, manage, and write queries for databases. LibreOffice Calc is used for cell-based calculations, data analysis, chart creation, and performing various computations. LibreOffice Draw enables you to create vector drawings, diagrams, and schematics. LibreOffice Impress lets you create slides and prepare presentations, functioning similarly to PowerPoint. LibreOffice Math helps you create mathematical formulas that can be used in scientific and technical documents. LibreOffice Writer serves as a word processor, allowing you to create, edit, and format text documents. These applications are provided together to cover essential Office needs. LibreOffice is completely free software, so you don't need any additional setup or a license to start using it. The GNU Image Manipulation Program, or GIMP, is a powerful open-source image editing software that can be used on Ubuntu. It is used for tasks such as photo editing, image creation, digital painting, and graphic design. VLC Media Player is an open-source and free software. It is a media player that supports a wide variety of media formats. VLC can play audio and video files, DVDs, Blu-rays, live broadcasts, and many other types of media. It features a user-friendly interface and provides extensive codec support. Thunderbird is an open-source free email client developed by Mozilla. It offers features such as email management, calendar, address book, and handling file attachments. Thunderbird supports various email accounts, allowing users to manage multiple accounts easily. Blender is an open-source and free 3D modeling, animation, and visual effects software that runs on Linux and other operating systems. It is used in various fields such as 3D modeling, animation, rendering, simulation, video editing, and game development. Kdenlive is an open-source and free video editing software developed for Linux. It allows users to cut and merge videos, add effects, perform audio adjustments, and create video projects in a professional manner. Another open source and free video editing software is Shotcut. Just like Kdenlive, it allows users to cut and trim videos, merge clips, add effects, and convert video formats. HandBrake is an open source and free video conversion software that also runs on Linux. It allows you to convert videos between different formats. When you try to download it, you will notice that, unlike the applications we previously downloaded, it appears under the Debian packages section instead of the Snap packages section. This means that HandBrake is a Debian-based package. Since Ubuntu is a Debian-based distribution, software in the Debian package format can generally run on Ubuntu as well. Darktable is a free and open source photo editing software for Linux. It is similar to Lightroom and is used for processing and editing raw photo files. Visual Studio Code is a free and open source text editor and development environment developed by Microsoft. It is also available on Linux and serves as a powerful tool for software development. It offers extensive plugin support for writing, editing, debugging code, and managing version control. In Ubuntu, you can manually download and install an application that is not available in the App Center. For example, to install the Google Chrome browser, first visit its official website. After clicking the download link, select the DB file that matches your operating system and download it. Once the download is complete, open the file. This action will direct you to the installation screen within the App Center. Here, you can click the Install button, accept the warning about third-party software, and begin the installation. Alternatively, you can choose to download and use Chromium, the open-source browser developed by Google. While Chrome can connect to Google services, Chromium does not have this capability. The Settings section allows you to configure essential system settings easily through a graphical interface, without needing to use the terminal. You can access this section by clicking on the Settings option from the Applications menu in the bottom left corner, or from the System menu in the top right corner of the screen. The Network section allows you to manage your internet connections. Here, wired refers to a stable and fast network connection established using an Ethernet cable. Additionally, if you have a wireless connection, Wi-Fi, you can scan for available Wi-Fi networks, connect to them, and manage your connection settings. Using a VPN, Virtual Private Network, you can encrypt your internet traffic and route it through a remote server, enhancing security. A proxy, on the other hand, directs your internet connection through an intermediary server, often used for security, bandwidth management, or content filtering. With the Bluetooth feature, you can connect devices such as headphones, a mouse, or a keyboard to your computer and share data. The Bluetooth settings allow you to easily perform tasks such as pairing devices, managing connections, and communicating with them. However, since my device does not have Bluetooth functionality, I am unable to activate this feature. The Display section allows you to configure your screen settings. The Orientation option enables you to set the screen to either horizontal or vertical. Resolution affects the clarity of the display by determining the pixel density. The refresh rate indicates how many times per second the screen is refreshed, which impacts the smoothness of the display. Fractional scaling allows you to adjust the size of screen elements with precision, ensuring that they are neither too small nor too large. The nightlight feature filters out blue light from the screen, providing a more comfortable viewing experience late at night. The Sound section allows you to manage audio input and output devices in Ubuntu. The Output Device option lets you choose the device through which audio is played, such as speakers or headphones. The Configuration option allows you to configure the properties of the output device. The output volume adjusts the overall audio level, while balance helps to balance the sound between the left and right speakers. Overamplification is used to increase the sound volume but should be used cautiously. The Input Device option allows you to select audio source devices, such as a microphone, and the input volume allows you to adjust the microphone's audio level. The volume levels control both output and input audio levels, while Alert Sound allows you to hear system notifications audibly. The Power section in Ubuntu allows you to manage your computer's power settings. Power mode lets you choose between performance and energy efficiency. In balanced mode, both battery life is preserved and performance is maintained, while Power Saver mode reduces power consumption by limiting performance to extend battery life. The screen blank feature under power saving ensures that the screen turns off when the computer is not in use for an extended period, contributing to energy savings. The multitasking section enables efficient management of multiple applications and windows. Hot corner triggers specific actions when you move the mouse to the corners of the screen, while active screen edges makes it easier to move or maximize windows when the mouse is brought to the edges of the screen. Workspace settings allow you to create multiple workspaces using virtual desktops. Dynamic Workspace automatically adjusts workspaces as needed, while Fixed Number of Workspace creates a set number of workspaces. Multi-monitor settings allow you to display workspaces on the primary monitor or across all monitors. App switching settings determine which applications will appear in the Application Switcher menu. Include apps from all workspaces shows applications from all workspaces, while Include apps from the current workspace only displays only the apps from the active workspace. Additionally, you can ensure that apps from all monitors appear in the switcher menu by selecting Include Apps from All Monitors or restrict it to each individual monitor using Include Apps from Each Monitor only. The Appearance section allows you to personalize your desktop, shaping the visual experience according to your preferences. In the Style section, the default option uses Ubuntu's default theme, while the Dark theme provides a darker color palette that reduces eye strain. The Color option sets the color scheme for elements such as text and menus, while the Background section allows you to adjust the background seen on your desktop, offering options like solid colors or images. Ubuntu Desktop allows you to customize your desktop environment. Under Desktop Icons, the Size option lets you adjust the size of the icons, while Position of new icons determines where new icons will appear on the desktop. The Show Home Folder option enables the home folder icon to appear on the desktop. Under the Dock settings, Auto Hide the Dock hides the dock, making it visible only when you hover over it. Panel mode defines whether the dock behaves as a fixed or movable panel, and icon size adjusts the size of the dock icons. Show on specifies which screens the dock will appear on, and Position on screen sets the dock's location on the screen. The enhanced tiling settings allow you to see the layout while dragging a window with the tiling pop-up. Tile Groups helps you organize windows into groups for easier management. With these features, you can personalize your desktop experience to make your usage more efficient. The Apps section allows you to manage installed applications. In the Default Apps section, you can choose the default applications for specific file types, such as setting a default email client or web browser. In the All Applications section, you will find a list of all the applications installed on your system, where you can launch apps, view the permissions the app uses, and manage resources like storage. The Keyboard section in Ubuntu allows you to configure the keyboard layout, access special characters, set up shortcut keys, and adjust other keyboard settings. Input Sources determines the language and keyboard layout in use, while Input Source Switching gives you the option to either use the same source across all windows or switch to a different source for each window. Special Character Entry provides easy access to special characters, and the Alternative Characters key and Compose key help you create alternative characters and special symbols. Keyboard Shortcuts lets you customize keyboard shortcuts for quick access to various functions, making your tasks more efficient. The settings found under the System section allow you to personalize and manage your Ubuntu system. Region and Language lets you adjust language and region settings, while Date and Time allows you to configure the system's date and time. Users lets you manage user accounts, and Remote Desktop provides the ability to access your system remotely from other devices. Secure Shell (SSH) helps you establish secure remote connections. About displays information about your system's hardware and software updates checks for and installs software updates. These settings enable you to customize your system to meet your personal needs. The terminal is a powerful tool in Linux that allows users to interact directly with the system. Just like other applications, you can open the terminal from the application menu in the bottom left corner or quickly launch it using the shortcut Ctrl+Alt+T. This lesson will not be a dedicated terminal course, and as I mentioned at the beginning, I will not be covering basic commands like listing files, changing directories, or copying files. However, I will talk about the existence and importance of the terminal. While graphical user interfaces allow us to perform most tasks with clicks, the terminal enables us to execute these tasks faster, more efficiently, and with greater flexibility. For example, software installation, file management, or system configurations can be completed in just a few seconds using terminal commands. Beyond these basic functions, the terminal is actively used in more advanced areas such as system monitoring, network analysis, automation, and programming. Some key advantages of the terminal include consuming fewer system resources, allowing repetitive tasks to be automated, and providing greater control over the system. As a Linux user, when searching for solutions to issues online, you will often come across instructions that include terminal commands. The most crucial point to keep in mind when executing these commands is the reliability of the source. Running commands from official Linux documentation, distribution forums like Ubuntu's, or other reputable platforms is generally safe. However, before executing randomly found commands, it is essential to understand what they do and verify the trustworthiness of the source. To check the reliability of a command or discover new ones you may need, you can also leverage AI tools like ChatGPT for assistance. Thank you for watching.